guys, welcome back to another interview here on Toned In Entertainment. Today we're at Generation Championship Wrestling Show, the Diamond Cup, and I'm here with Amaris Blair.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Now, I think first of all, we have to talk tattoos.
Yes.
Look at that. The sleeve is just, it definitely stands out there.
Thank you.
How long have you been doing the whole tattoos?
Since I was 18, so almost 4 years.
4 years,
Yep.
okay. Do you remember which one was your first tattoo?
Yep, my Captain America shield.
The Captain America shield. Okay. So are you a big Marvel fan?
I am.
Okay.
Yep.
Captain America, I would
Obviously the
assume.
fave.
Obviously the fave.
And Spider-Man.
And Spider-Man.
For sure.
Do you read the comics or is it just the movies?
Just the movies. I used to be into the comics, but, I live a busy life, so...
Okay. I always think just reading comics is just such a thing to kind of just take a load off. And...
Oh, for sure. I never get the chance to take a load off.
Well, because you're busy
For
wrestling
sure.
and
Yes.
training.
Oh, definitely.
Is that what's consuming most of your life now?
Yep. Like every weekend I'm traveling. Whenever I'm not traveling, I'm training. It's just constant.
Now, we're here at an independent wrestling show. Why is it important for people to come out to their local shows?
Well, I just think you never know who's going to be the next big star. You never know who you're supporting. These people on the indies put just everything they have into these shows, and I think it's just really important to support that.
Now, what was the decision that had you go and try out to become a professional wrestler?
So I have always been super into wrestling since I was super young, literally 4 years old, playing wrestling video games. When I was 10 or 11, I was like, I'm going to do that. And so I told my parents, and they were supportive of it. And then once I turned 18, I decided to start training.
What wrestling video games inspired you?
It was Revenge on the Nintendo 64.
The WCW NWO.
Yeah.
The greatest of all time, without any question.
That was my favorite when I was 5 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so were you a bigger WWF fan or a bigger WCW fan?
I was honestly a fan of everything. I just loved wrestling. I love just old school wrestling, and so anything that I can watch, I will.
Okay.
It's nice to study,
Okay, yeah, definitely. It's definitely my favorite era when it was all the great, big companies
For
going
sure.
on out there. Who were some of your favorite wrestlers growing up?
Stone Cold Steve Austin has my heart forever, but CM Punk is actually who inspired me to be a wrestler, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
CM Punk, the tattoos, you got the tattoos. Yeah. It's not a coincidence,
exactly.
is it? Now, what'd you think about his big return after all these years?
I cried.
You cried?
I cried so hard. I was so excited. CM Punk has really been my favorite wrestler since I was 10 or 9, and so it was amazing to see him back.
I want to know how many people actually cried, legitimately at that moment.
I know I sobbed.
Right.
Yeah.
If you would have been in the crowd, I think you would have been, there was the CM Punk crying guy.
Yeah, that would have been me.
That would have been you.
That was me at home on my couch.
Can you take me back to that very first day that you walked in to train as a professional wrestler? When you walked in, you saw this wrestling ring. What went through your head?
So the first time that I trained was actually before a show, and so it was with a vet who had been in the business for 20 years, John Saxon. And so I showed up at the show 4 hours before doors, and I was terrified. I literally was too scared to even get in the ring at first. And he was like, no, just walk around, just feel it out. And I was just so nervous. But as soon as I took my first bump, my first body slam, I was just it hurts, but I'm meant to do this. I'm meant to do this, and it was awesome.
Now, what did your parents say, after you went to the first day of wrestling school?
Well, I was whining about how much my body hurt, so they were like, you better, realize that's going to be your life now, but very supportive.
Do you ever get used to the bumps?
You do.
You do?
You do.
Okay.
It depends on what type of bump, but you kind of get used to it, yeah.
Do you remember, what your first match was and what that experience was like?
Yeah, so my first match was actually just a few months ago. It was with Amber Rodriguez back in May at Elevate Pro in Louisiana, and it was amazing. As soon as I got to the back, I just, was so overwhelmed with emotions because I'd waited so long for it, so it was awesome.
Great opponent to have. Amber Rodriguez doing some amazing things out on the independent scene.
One of my mentors, yep.
One of your mentors?
Yep.
Okay. Is there a woman out there that is that that dream match for you to have?
Danny Jordan.
Danny Jordan.
Forever Danny Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah. She was one of the first women's wrestlers I ever watched live, and so on the indies, and so literally since I started training, I was like, I want to work her one day. So
she has such a great inspirational story on
She's
top
awesome.
of that, right?
She's awesome.
Now, when you're not training to be a professional wrestler, when you're not wrestling, what are some of the things you like to do for fun?
Oh God, I play video games. I like to play my Nintendo Switch, Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, okay.
That's usually my go-to. I work at a clothing boutique, so I'm usually dealing with fashion as well. So those are my two things.
Okay, I see tonight you have an opponent. You have Kelsey Raegan. I think she's kind of scoping you out. I think she's trying to get some inside information. What can we expect in the ring when you wrestle Kelsey Raegan tonight?
I mean, she just doesn't know what's coming for her. Like, I am, bringing glamour to GCW, and she's doubting that, but I'll show her.
Okay. We have a lot of noise because Culture Inc. just walked in the building.
That's okay.
I mean, I love those guys, but geez, they make a lot of noise here.
That's okay.
Now, here on Toned In Entertainment, you talked about Marvel and stuff like that, and I like to do a lot of retro movie reviews. Is there any movie from like back in the days that you grew up that maybe people don't really know about that you think I should go back, check out, maybe review here on the channel?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a loaded question.
A loaded question.
I don't know. I don't think so.
No?
No.
You don't have like a favorite like guilty pleasure movie out there?
Oh my God. I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
So no movies from back in the day?
No, I don't
Okay,
think
that's
so.
fine. Well, there's plenty out there to take a look at. Now, what about your music playlist? Who would be some of your favorite artists on your music playlist?
Neck Deep and State Champs. I'm super into pop punk music, so those are my two favorite bands.
Okay, because I don't want to butcher it, but you are the pop queen?
The pop punk.
Pop punk
Pageant queen, yep.
of professional wrestling.
Me.
That's what I'm talking about. I like that.
Yep.
Punk music. Like, was that something that when your parents saw you listening to, what did they think about that
They
type
were
of thing?
like weird about it because I've been into that type of music since I was like 12 or 13. So they've always been kind of weird about it. But I mean, it's become my whole life. And so it's just music that's helped me get through a lot. And so,
Yeah, because I like the whole like persona when you come out to the ring. Like you really do live the persona.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, how many more tattoos are you looking to get?
I'm looking to fully sleeve up this arm and sleeve up my leg.
So we're going the full
We're going
thing.
full on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is the region where most people can find you wrestling at?
Oh, in Louisiana.
Louisiana. Okay. What's the wrestling scene out in Louisiana like?
It's not much. It's not much. We don't have a ton of promotions. We're trying to get more promotions just built up out here, but we don't have a lot. We really don't.
Okay. So welcome to Florida.
Yeah, it's
because
insane.
It's crazy down here,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Have you ever wrestled down here in Florida before?
No.
So your first time in Florida.
Yeah, first time in Florida.
I should have known that because Gomez told me it was your first time here in
first
Florida.
time in Florida.
Okay. So I'm kind of curious to see like what the difference in maybe in the crowd is like versus.
Oh yeah,
Louisiana
I'm a little nervous to see what the difference because
Right.
like in the South we really don't get a lot of like women's wrestling, and so no matter what they're gonna react. So I'm excited to see like how this crowd is because they're used to women's wrestling.
No, they definitely are,
Yeah.
especially here at GCW. I
For
mean,
sure.
the Diamond Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, you're not in the Diamond Cup tonight.
But that's okay. I'm here, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters,
That's all
right?
that matters. Yep.
Where can people look you up at?
My Instagram is Amaris.Blair. My Facebook's Amaris Blair, and my Twitter is Amaris Blair with an extra R at the end.
There you go. Well, thank you, Amaris.
Thank you so
for
much.
joining me here on Toned In Entertainment.
Yeah.
And guys, if you like interviews like this, make sure you stay tuned in here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.